Hi there, my name is Derek DeNicola. I am a writer, producer working out of Los Angeles, California. And I should be writing right now, but instead I'm going to take some time to talk to you about some shows that I saw recently that helped inspire me as a writer. One, there's a Bob Dylan movie called Complete Unknown, starring Timothy Chalamet, that came out within the past year. And most recently, the totality of the Billy Joel documentary, So It Goes, is on HBO Max right now. And there were two elements that inspired me from both pieces that affected me as a writer, even though they are musicians. One is about truth, and the second is about writing when you feel inspired and not letting anything get in your way. These are two things that I've started to apply to my own writing, and I feel like they've really started to pay off. Number one is about writing what you know. We found out through the HBO documentary, we always knew Billy Joel was talented, but I didn't have strong knowledge of where these songs actually came from, what they were referencing. And while they are autobiographical to Billy Joel, his experiences, what's going on around him, the way that Billy Joel writes what he knows, which is what we're all told to do, is that he takes what he knows to be true and the feelings that he knows to be true, and then he puts them in the form of a character, even if that character is Billy Joel. Even if that truth is the raw truth or a fictionalized version of the truth to fit the lyrics or the motif of his song. He will often write songs in character, and he'll write songs with almost the intention of being evergreen. Maybe not so much with We Didn't Start the Fire and literally all of the references to headlines from that year, but his truth is something that he took the core of and then shined up with music, with his inspiration. So whenever we say that we're going to write what we know, sometimes I see writers writing about being a writer, and they live in their Los Angeles apartment and they go to Starbucks to write. And look, that's not a bad way to go if you can really make it interesting and you have a really strong voice and only you can tell the stories that you can tell in the way that only you can tell them. Sorry, is what I meant to say. But take the core of that story, what you know to be true about it. There are thousands of us screenwriters here in Los Angeles that take our laptops to Starbucks and feel like complete unknowns. If only somebody would pay attention to my ideas. On the surface, if I were an editor, I would say that seems a little masturbatory and that I'm maybe not interested. But if you took the theme of loneliness and you took writing and you turned it into something else that you're familiar with, even if it was just a hobby before you became a writer, if you ever, I don't know, were on a water polo team, I would much rather hear the story of a lonely water polo player than a lonely writer in Hollywood. And then also the second part was writing when you find that inspiration, right? Sometimes whenever your brain gives you an idea and you try and push it away and it comes back to the surface, that should be the first thing that you're allowing yourself to know that this is special. If something won't get out of your head, the natural thing would actually be to put it down on paper so it's no longer in your head and now it's on paper. Sometimes people like me are in the shower or just about to fall asleep whenever they have a really, really great idea, or at least think that they do. Sometimes it doesn't always pan out that way. But keep a piece of notebook paper or a notebook or a tape recorder by your bed and make sure that you can get out those ideas while you're falling asleep. Sometimes whenever these ideas seem to be coming out of nowhere and they feel powerful, sometimes it is just worth losing the sleep over, especially if you are reorienting your career towards being a writer and telling a story. Don't let a good story pass you by, especially one that seems gifted to you. Okay, now I know I've been chatting for a little bit at you. I hope you gleaned something from this little talk. Didn't really come into it with much of an idea of what I was going to talk about. I just really wanted to get that off my chest. And if you haven't been writing, then you should now get to writing. And once again, my name is Derek DeNicola. I am a writer-producer working out of Los Angeles, California, and I appreciate you stopping by, and thank you so much.